Hey, hello, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about scripts in Unity so that finally we can create our first script and start coding. So how can we do that? We can go to Assets, to our project window, and right click within the window. We will choose Create and C# script. Let's click on that one, and as you can see we've got a new file where we can type our script name. This is really important now so that we name our script properly, because in Unity every script makes a different class. So you don't know just yet what the class is, but this is a really important thing and we need to be sure that we name our scripts properly. If you just click now and you know that this name is nowhere good, you don't want to keep this script like that. You don't just click on this one and rename it for whatever you would like to have, because it's not going to work. Whenever you create a script and just name it wrong, just delete it, press delete and create new one. So again, right click, create C# script. When we name our scripts or classes, because this is the same, then we use Pascal case notation. It means that we start from the capital letter, and if we need to use many words inside this name, then we will start every next word with capital letter as well. Like we can see here, we've got new behavior script where every word is started with capital letter. So this is how Pascal case notation works. When you name your scripts or classes, we usually don't use numbers. They can be used, but never as a first digit, and probably most of the time we can just skip them. And the other thing is that even if you're not English speaking, then you should name your scripts in English and don't use your local letters. In general, whenever you script, whenever you code in Unity, it's better to do that in English, even if this is something you are not feel comfortable with, because English is language that we need to improve. Even me, because I'm not from English speaking country, but I try to improve every day. So that's why we have to stick to English, so that whenever we've got some problems, we need to ask somebody around. It's better to post your question in English and show your code which is written in English, so that's easier to get help from others. That's why I would strongly encourage you to start today, learn English and start typing in English. Okay, so we know how to create our scripts, how to name it. Usually our names should be typed as nouns, so like player, enemy, controller, manager, I don't know, some object, and so on. So we type this as nouns. So let's say that our script is going to be our player movement script. So let's type player, starting with capital letter, and now we've got second word movement, so I will start it with the capital letter as well. Now press enter and our script and class at the same time is created. Our script, this class, is like the component, because you will notice that in Unity most of the things works as components. So in order for the script to be executed, to be read by Unity, we need to put it on some object, on the scene for example. And of course this is a player movement script, so we need to attach it to the player so it can move. We've got our basic player on the scene, so we can attach our script to this game object. Remember, all the objects that we can see in here, they are called game objects. So now to attach it, just click on the player movement and hold your left mouse button and just drag and drop it on top of the player. How can you know that it's there? If you click on the player or any other object, you can go to the right side to the inspector window, and here you've got the list of all the components that are attached to this object. As you can see, we've got few components already. We've got transform component, which is attached to all the game objects on the scene. Next, we've got sprite renderer component, which will allow us to display some graphics. That's why we can see our player and the pistol. And underneath you can always collapse it if you don't have much space. And underneath we've got a player movement script which we just attached. Are there any other ways to attach scripts? Of course there are. We don't have to drag and drop it onto the player. We can just drag and drop it straight to the inspector window. So I can go there and find the spot. And now you can see we've got 2 scripts here already. And there is the third way. We've got here an add component button. And as we said before, script is a component. So we can just click here and start typing name of our script, which is player movement. And now press enter. And as you can see, we've got 3 the same scripts, which is a little bit ridiculous. We don't want this situation because any logic that we will put inside the script, it will be executed 3 times because we've got 3 same scripts on the same object. So now we have to remove them. Just click on this 3-dot icon and choose remove component, and do the same with the second one, remove component. And now we've got only 1 script attached to the player, and this is how it should be. And thanks to that, this script will be executed when we press play. Of course, we don't have any logic in it just yet, but it's ready to go. So remember, the scripts, the classes that create objects like this one, have to be attached to some object on the scene in order to be executed. If we didn't put the script onto the object, it won't be read and it won't be executed. So keep that in mind. There is one tip I want to show you straight away, how to find out if the script is attached to any object on the scene, because at the moment we've got only camera and the player, so it's easy. But when we will have a complex game where there will be like 100 different objects on the scene, how can you know to which object the script is attached to? So there is an easy way to find out. If you right click on the script and choose find references in the scene. If I click on that one, you will have a list of all the objects to which this script is attached to. And in this case, we've got only player visible, so you can see that the script is attached to this object. So now we found out, so we can close it, just press on this X button, and we are back to the normal situation where we can keep going and build our scene.